Hello and welcome back to the Rebuild Recovery podcast, where recovery isn't about surviving addiction. It's about becoming the man that you were born to be. And this is episode 5 of our series, The Rebuild Tools, Becoming the Man After Addiction. So let's do a quick recap before we start. Episode 1, we broke out of the comfort zone. We said comfort is death and growth is on the other side of pain. Episode 2, we faced the maze of resentment. We said resentment is poison, active love is the antidote. Episode 3, we built inner authority. We said shame is a cage, but owning your voice sets your story free. And episode 4, we learned about the grateful flow. Gratitude is what pierces the black cloud of hopelessness and keeps us connected to the source. Now, in episode 5, we're getting raw with something that has taken more men out of recovery than almost anything else, and it's called complacency. Now, I have spoken about complacency before on another podcast, but today I want to go even deeper. This isn't just a repeat. This is about learning to live with urgency and using that urgency to fuel your willpower every single day. The tool we're talking about today is Jeopardy, and it's about looking life straight in the face and saying, I don't have any time to waste anymore. I will not throw away another day. This is one of the most powerful shifts a man in recovery can make. And if you get it right, it'll change how you live every single day from here on out. So let's start here. Complacency is the silent killer of recovery. When you're in the chaos of addiction, you know you're dying. You can feel it. Every decision is destructive. You're in survival mode, but when you get clean, life gets better. You start rebuilding, you get some wins, and then slowly you let your guard down. You stop showing up with the same urgency you had at the very start of your recovery. You stop pushing and you start coasting, and that's complacency, and then that's relapse. And relapse usually doesn't happen when life is at its worst. Relapse happens when life feels okay. When you think you've got this, that's when you stop fighting. That's why complacency is so deadly. It sneaks up on you when you're not paying attention. But here's the thing, brothers, recovery is a daily fight. You can't clock out. You can't take a day from being intentional. And if you do, that old life is right there waiting to take you back. So how do we fight complacency? Well, with urgency. Urgency isn't panic. Urgency isn't stress. Urgency is the clear, sharp awareness that time is short and life is precious. Think about this. You only get one shot of this life. One shot of being a husband, a father, a brother, and a leader. You don't get to hit the reset button. You don't get to relive your days, and once they're gone, they're gone. When you live with urgency, you stop wasting time. You stop making excuses, and you stop saying, I'll start tomorrow. You start living like today is all that you've got. And here's the beauty of it. Urgency creates willpower. It fuels discipline. It gives you energy, because when you know the clock is ticking, you stop messing around. This is where the tool of Jeopardy comes in. Jeopardy is about creating a permanent source of urgency in your life. The way it works is simple. Imagine yourself on your deathbed. Imagine looking back at your life and imagine knowing that time is up. From that perspective, what would matter? What would you regret? And what would you wish you had done differently? That's Jeopardy. It's taking the deathbed perspective and using it right now to light a fire underneath you. Because here's the truth, you don't know how much time you've got left. None of us do. You could waste another year circling in mediocrity, or you could wake up and live with urgency now. Jeopardy isn't about the fear of dying though. It's about refusing to waste your life. It's about turning the fear of regret into the fuel of action. I wasted years of my life in addiction, years that I'll never get back. Years I could have been building, loving, leading, and showing up. When I look back, the things that hurt most isn't just the chaos. Some of it is what shaped me to be the man that I'm in today, but most of it was just wasted time. And that's why I live with urgency today, because I don't want to waste another second. I had a client in the Rebuild program who said, Hayden, I've got time. I'm in my 30s. I'll get serious later. I told him, mate, you don't know that. None of us do. Your kids need you now. Your purpose needs you now. And later isn't guaranteed. Fellas, I have been to too many funerals of men who thought they had time to get their shit together. They thought they'd get around to recovery tomorrow. They said, I need help, but I'm not ready. But tomorrow never came. That's why Jeopardy is so powerful. It reminds you that the clock is ticking. And if you don't live with urgency today, you may never get another chance. Let's be blunt here. Wasting time is one of the most destructive things that you can do in recovery. When you do waste time, you lose progress, your momentum dies and you stall. You damage trust with your partner and your kids, and your brothers see you coasting instead of leading. It increases the risk. Every day you coast is another day closer to relapse, and you start stacking regret. You wake up months later, nothing has changed. It's just the same shit, but just harder. The cost of wasting time is massive, and the only way to stop wasting it is to start living with urgency. So how do you actually put this in practice? Let me give you 4 steps. Step 1, take the deathbed perspective. Every morning, take 30 seconds and imagine yourself at the end of your life. Look back and ask yourself, if today was my last day, what would I regret not doing? Step 2, write down your non-negotiables. What are the things that matter most? Training, prayer, connection, serving your family. Lock them in daily. No excuses. Step 3, use time as fuel. When you catch yourself wasting time scrolling, procrastinating, or zoning out, remind yourself, I don't get this time back. That thought should fuel action. And step 4, share urgency with others. Tell your brothers, tell your family, tell your kids why you're living with urgency. Lead by example. Show them what it looks like to live with purpose. Jeopardy isn't just a one-off exercise, it's a lifestyle. It's about carrying the deathbed perspective with you every single day so you never fall back into complacency. Here's your challenge this week. Every night before bed, take 5 minutes and reflect. If today had been my last day, what would I regret? Write it down, be honest, and then use that as your fuel for the next day. And if you're really ready to test yourself, ask your kids, your partner, or your friend, if I died tomorrow, what would you remember about me today? It's confronting, but it's powerful. It cuts through the noise and it reminds you what actually matters. Brothers, so let's wrap this up. We've said comfort is death, resentment is poison, shame is a cage, negative is a liar, and now we add this: time is limited. You don't get to waste your life anymore. You've already lost enough to addiction. Don't lose any more time to complacency. Jeopardy is the tool that keeps urgency alive. It's a reminder that today matters. It's the fire that fuels your willpower. So live like the clock is ticking, because it is. Show up, fight hard, love well, lead strong. Don't waste another day. This has been episode 5 of the Rebuild Tools, Becoming the Man After Addiction. And if this one spoke to you today, share it with a brother who is coasting along in complacency. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and get ready for episode 6. We're going to talk about faith in higher forces, trusting what you can't control. But until then, live with urgency, live with purpose, and live like today is all you've got. And I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.